Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to be a full review of Smackdown. Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to see all of it. I had a bad situation in my apartment. I might actually do a video on that separately. I'm not sure if I will, but I had a situation in my apartment and it pretty badly freaked me out. So I've been doing some stuff in here and I did not get a chance to see all of Smackdown. I managed to catch the Money in the Bank ladder match, and before this I managed to try and see if I can at least see what happened with Naomi and Lana in their rematch. So I will be only focusing on those two because I didn't get a chance to see everything else. So let's talk about generally Naomi and Lana, that match. Now, I was very nervous about what would happen to Naomi because notoriously not all the time they cover their wrestlers. A lot of time they act very stupid and they'll job them out. Particularly if they want to try and do something screwy. And with Naomi, I just didn't want to see that happen. Now, I've heard that some people just don't like Naomi because especially she's always talking awkward and feel the glow. For me personally, that's part of a gimmick. Not everyone does their gimmick perfectly. Naomi's no different. But I still love Naomi because she's still a very good all-around wrestler, even with some flaws in her. And I was hoping that she would not job here, and she did not. It was a very quick match, which made me very happy. And you can see by the images, either in my face or at my shoulder, she's basically cleaning off her boots, basically saying, honey, you ain't nothing compared to me. I'm very happy that happened. It made me feel very good. Now, the ladder match itself. This is going to take a little bit. There have been a lot of talk about, from what I've seen, a lot of people wanted to still see Carmella keep that Money in the Bank briefcase. And we're not happy that Carmella had to give up that briefcase. Others beyond happy that Carmella gave up that briefcase. For the simple fact they didn't like it that Charlotte didn't get her moment, or Becky didn't get her moment, because that's the one I've been hearing the most about. And to be honest, and I've said this numerous times, out of almost everyone that came up from NXT, there's only one person that's been well built, well given a foundation, even though she had been jobbed out severely. She just has all the tools. She has a good look. She's one of the best talkers for women. She performed very well in the ring. She tells a very good story. And she has a good ring presence, and that is Sasha Banks. Sasha is the only woman in the past 4 to 5 years that came up from NXT and actually did something. And I'm not talking about Paige. And I know a lot of people say Paige was it. No, she was not. And it's not because Paige is white. It's just that even though Paige was different and interesting, let's be honest. Compared to Paige of a Sasha Banks, Paige was not rushed. And that is the thing that made her different from all the other women. Paige wasn't rushed. Sasha was rushed. Becky was rushed. Bayley was rushed. Charlotte particularly was rushed. Even Carmella and the Alexa Bliss was rushed. Even Dana Brooks was rushed. And Nia Jax. I'm talking about every woman that came on the roster. If you're talking about Paige, Paige was not rushed. She is she's been around longer than the other women. She has. So when it came to her, she had more time to develop. When it came to Sasha Banks, there was barely any time to develop. They just threw them all out there. They just did. And that is the truth. So when you go to this ladder match, practically everybody there is not developed except for 2 people. That is Tamina and that is Natalya. But the only person that had to win that was a Carmella. Carmella was the only person they could give that title to. That is a title. You automatically win, other than John Cena being so, I don't know why they had that gimmick where he wasn't allowed to just cash it in on somebody. He actually had to match somebody. That was stupid. I'm just honest. I'm just honest about it. But it is still a guaranteed title. So Carmella is the only one that should have won that title, and she did. Was it a good match? Let's be honest, it should never have been done. That match should never happened. It's not the point if it was good or not. It's not the point that Tamina looked the best and most physical. Yeah, I know a lot of people say, oh, bullshit. Tamina is not the most physical woman. She was not the best woman there. She sucked. Dude, everyone and their mother has gotten that fucking title. Kelly was not a great performer. Let's be honest here. She was not. Eve Torres was a good performer, but she wasn't willing to job to anybody. Alicia Fox wasn't a bad performer, but let's be honest, they didn't want to see Alicia on there anyway. Next to her being stupid, they just didn't want her to have that title. So when it really comes down to it, everyone has had that title except Tamina. Before her, Naomi. Now, that was the only other person. If Carmella did not win that briefcase, I would say the only other person I would want is a Tamina. Tamina would be the only other person that deserved that thing and could easily create a real, honest to goodness feud. And if anybody tells me that would be a stupid feud, that Tamina, who is the cousin of Jimmy and Jey Uso, being family, an actual confrontation where they can actually add family into the situation, tell me that wouldn't be a good match. Tell me that couldn't be a real feud. If the WWE would go there. If they did. Like I said, it counts if they ever did go there. Which I know they wouldn't. It would just be a stupid match. Which I find to be dumb. They should actually make it a real storyline. Family versus family. But this is not about Tamina. This is about a Carmella getting help from James Ellsworth again, who from what I understand was ejected from the arena by Daniel Bryan beforehand and then came back. He helps Carmella to a certain extent to get back into the ring. He tries to climb the ladder again, and this time Becky Lynch stops him. And that is where I was getting very afraid that Becky Lynch would try to take that stupid briefcase, which should be Carmella's. In fact, I think it would have been better if he had actually gotten the briefcase and done exactly the same thing again. Because they should have never stripped her of it. I don't care if anyone likes that. Well, Becky Lynch didn't get it, it's not fair. A Charlotte who should be getting it is not fair. No! You got the same people with very bad character development. At least with Carmella, she speaks better than both of them. And she does have an angle with James Ellsworth, which makes sense. Give me a 100% reason why Carmella should not be the champ again. Give me a reason. Tell me the reason why. That it's stupid she got it again. What is the reason? Is it any better if Charlotte was getting it? Miss Superior Genetics. Or Becky Lynch, straight fire. What has she done? What has both of those women done compared to a Carmella? Tell me. Please leave a fully detailed comment because I want to understand why. Because when it comes down to it, Carmella's more developed than them. At least she has a gimmick with James Ellsworth. And now with Money in the Bank, with James Ellsworth by her side, at least you can say, well, James Ellsworth can interject himself and he could talk to a certain extent. And this will piss off most of the crowd, which it should. And that makes the best sense. I still rather see James Ellsworth give it his thing again. That would have been freaking awesome. I want to see him climb. I was going like, yes, yes, please, yes. Damn it, why, Becky? That's the thought I was having in my head. I wanted to see him take that thing, unlatch it, then walk down the ladder and just hand it to her. And 100% she wanted that way. Leisurely. Not something which had to be rushed. That's what I felt would have been the right way. And I hope you enjoyed this SmackDown short. I'm sorry. Like I said, I had a situation earlier that badly freaked me out. And once things get, I get freaked out, I get depressed, and then I get anxious. And then I get anxiety. And unfortunately, it does happen with me. Like I said, I don't know if I'll make a video on it. I probably won't. I did film something about it, and I did curse in it. So if you did see it, you would say, oh, I can understand a little bit. And just to say, when you're depressed, things get so exacerbated. What normally, if it was a little rock for an ordinary person, it feels like a boulder to someone who gets anxiety and depression. It just becomes huge. And it was kind of huge, actually, which made it even worse. But have a good day. Have a good night. Hopefully I'll be able to do my TNA review, well, Impact Wrestling review on time. I think I finally got a day that I can actually find a live stream and actually see it on time. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.